Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Joker, man. And today we're going to be going over the Miami Dolphins, what they should do in the offseason and draft going into the 2025-2026 season. First off, I want to say thank you guys for showing so much love and so much support for the Raiders video that we posted. I didn't know how good the video was going to do. Like I said already, it's my first time posting these type of videos, so algorithm and yada yada yada. I didn't know how well it was going to do, but it did very well. So I want to say thank you guys for all the love and support that you guys gave that video. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the Miami Dolphins. Once again, if there is a team that you guys want me to, do this type of video on, whether it be the Vikings or whoever it might be, let me know in the comment section below. I'll do my research, get that video out to you guys. But let's go ahead, jump into it. Miami Dolphins. Now, even with all the talking I've done at the beginning of this video, I am going to start this off with a quick disclaimer for you guys regarding Tua Tagovailoa. Now, here's the thing, right? I've said this plenty of times on stream, so on and so forth. So most people have heard this before, but for some new people who are just now getting to my channel, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know this right now. I am not a Tua fan whatsoever. Never have been, never will be. Tua has not... I did not like it when we drafted him at all. Based off of his injury history, number one, going into the draft with the whole hip injury, which obviously was an issue into the back end of this season, that amongst him being a Bama quarterback, and on top of that being a Nick Saban product Bama quarterback. Here's the thing with Bama, especially with the quarterbacks. These quarterbacks are too difficult to evaluate, bro. At the end of the day, you got to understand, Bama, and no fault to Bama, they do what they got to do to win the natty. It is what it is. But Bama always has either O-linemen that are, not either, they have O-linemen that are typically going to go into the NFL. So you already have an NFL type O-line, number one. Number two, you always have a track team of receivers, or just good receivers in general. And number three, you have some of the best running backs now in the NFL, but in college too, from TJ Yeldon to Derrick Henry to Trent Richardson to Najee Harris to Josh Jacobs. The list goes on. Mark Ingram. Like, it's insane the amount of talent that's already on the Bama team. Quarterbacks really don't need to do too much, especially on my bad also too, the defensive side of the ball too. So the quarterback doesn't really need to do too much of anything. We should have known this already if we don't know, but Bama quarterbacks are just not the move for NFL because these quarterbacks are not NFL ready. They're not battle tested like that. They really aren't. And you go through in the last 10 years, maybe even 20 years. I'm not going to go looking that far back, but damn sure in the last 10 years, there hasn't been a single Bama quarterback who has done anything, in my opinion, in the NFL. It's just that simple. Now, getting into more specifically Tua instance, that coupled with his injury, I did not like the draft pick. Okay? Now, going into the Brian Flores years that he was there, and the whole thing that came out with him, between him and Tua, and the discussions that they had about Tua not being a good quarterback or a starting quarterback or whatever the case is, that Tua had a problem with Brian Flores saying. This is also another problem that I have with Tua. He is soft. A quarterback, especially in the NFL, can't be soft. If you took offense to what Brian Flores says, bro, this is like Pee-wee football 101. Coaches from Pee-wees to high school to college, they're going to tell you things, and it's up to you to have the mentality to be like, you know what? I'm not going to let this affect me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to prove my coach wrong. I'm going to go out and show him that I deserve to be in this spot, to be in this position, to make this kind of money, to lead my team to a playoff, to a Super Bowl, whatever. And he essentially just like, oh yeah, I didn't like how Brian Flores used to, like, he is soft. You know what I'm saying? So I never liked Tua. And in hindsight, Brian Flores was right. We thought at the time, most people thought Brian Flores was just bullying Tua. You know what I'm saying? He was just calling a spade a spade. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I want that disclaimer to be out there, just to let you guys know, never been the biggest fan of Tua. So I say that. to then say this, getting more so into this video. They need to blow this up, straight up. Okay, now, hear me out, y'all. When I say they need to blow this up, it starts with these four right here. Between Tua, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Terron Armstead. Oh, my bad. And Ramsey. They need to blow this up. Okay? And what I mean by that is that your highest paid players on your team either are very injury prone, don't want to be here, and ultimately all of this accumulated is not leading to you winning. So between Ramsey and what he said, doesn't seem like he wants to be here. Tyreek Hill, hey, he said what he said. It is what it is. He don't want to be here. All right, I don't care what they worked out behind the scenes and all this other stuff. I don't care about that, bro. Tyreek Hill said what he said. He set the standard for anybody who has an issue with, whether it's coaching, quarterback, whatever his problem, or just losing in general. I get it. You want to be competitive? That's fine. Cool. But once you start saying things like, oh, well, I don't want to be here, and, like all this other stuff, bro, then peace out. Once again, this goes back to freaking high school and college. Bro, you ain't got to be here, bro. You don't have to. We're paying you to do a job. You don't want to, just like any other job in this world, you don't want to do said job. You don't want to be here. Go do this job somewhere else. All right? Plain and simple, bro. It really doesn't matter. But don't come here with the BS just because the Chiefs are doing perfectly fine without you. Because that's what the whole thing was. Tyreek Hill came out of his mouth a whole bunch of times that Tua's a more accurate quarterback and Tua's this and Patrick Mahomes isn't that and all this other stuff. He was jealous. He was jealous because what he thought he was worth, the Chiefs didn't think he was worth that. And it showed. They went on and won a Super Bowl. And now they're in the playoffs, number one seed in the AFC, possibly going to win another one. And he has to eat that. While you are sitting on your couch getting ready for the next season or whatever the hell it is you're going to do. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You want to put your faith in Tua? Bro, I've never put my faith in Tua. Ever. Even in the playoff run, I never put my faith in Tua. So, this isn't working out. Straight up. So, what I mean by blow this up, all it is, I'm talking bare minimum. Terron Armstead, he'll probably retire at some point. He's already 34. So, you might as well keep him. And be honest with you, he played a decent amount of games. I believe he only missed 3 or 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. Let's peep game on this real quick. I think he only missed 3 or 4 games. Injuries, weeks 5 through 8 with a knee injury. So he didn't even miss a lot of games at 35. That's not bad. But ultimately, keep him, let him retire a Dolphin. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Ramsey, he got to go. Okay, there's still a commodity for these two guys between Tyreek Hill and Ramsey. And Bradley Chubb was out for the season. So, and he's 29. There's still a possible chance you can move Bradley Chubb. But them 3 guys, you got to move. You got to move this. All right? Get what you can for them. Because here's, like I said already, they don't want to be here. At least Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey don't want to be here. Cool. Get what you can for them. Get some picks. Get off of these crazy-ass contracts, right? Because the other biggest issue that they're having is cap space, right? You have a top 51 cap space. You are at negative 14 million. So cap is an issue. So somebody's going to have to get cut, move, something's going to have to happen regardless, right? So I'm leaning more towards what's probably going to end up happening or what should be happening is Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey need to be traded. Bradley Chubb's probably going to get cut. Because one of your best abilities is availability, bro. If you're injured and you can't play, what good are you to this team? And you're one of the top paid players on this team, and you can't play. So while you sitting at home collecting a check, like it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. So at the end of the day, that's what I think needs to happen. Now the most difficult thing that is going to happen is moving Tua. I don't think this is going to happen simply on the fact that Tua is injury prone, number one. And number two, I'll be honest with you, Tua's not even that good. You know what I'm saying? Tua, once again, this goes back to what I just said earlier. He is a Bama-style quarterback. He needs a lot around him to perform. I can't tell you all the other Bama quarterbacks beforehand outside of Jalen Hurts. But once again, he went to Oklahoma, right? He got out of the Bama situation and went somewhere else. So you can say half and half of him, I guess, or whatever. But for sure, just in recent times, Mac Jones, look where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I don't know if he was drafted first round or not, but the receiver, Devontae Smith, won the Heisman over him. His receiver. That intel, like, that should already tell you that there's a problem with that. But I digress. He's a second string quarterback for the Jags now. Okay, Tua, me personally, he's a good second string quarterback at best. That's it. That to me, that's what the case is, because to me, Tua more so fits in a style of Brock Purdy, in the sense that Tua is not Josh Allen. We'll just keep it in the division. He's not Josh Allen, because Josh Allen, the whole thing with the Bills this year was that they weren't going to do well because they got rid of Diggs, they got rid of some defensive weapons too. So it's like, wow, they're really screwing themselves, and now they're in the playoffs because Josh Allen is that good. He can do good without having big name talent around him. Now Brock Purdy needs big name talent. Tua, same thing. You can't put some nobodies around Tua and expect him to be good. He's going to be trash, because he's used to, from Bama till now, to having some big name talent around him to help mask how ass he really is. So Tua's going to be the most difficult person to move off this team. But once again, looking at all of this, the 2025 year, right? If which I doubt it's going to happen, but if you decide to cut or trade him, which you shouldn't be cutting him, you should be trying to trade him as best as you possibly can. Obviously, most of these things for everybody is going to be June 1st. The post or pre June 1st. Everything's going to have to happen post June 1st to help with the cap and the savings, the dead cap and the savings and stuff. So this is what we're looking at, right? If you decide to trade him, which we should, your dead cap is going to be 13,000. 45,000. You're saving 20. Oh no, my bad, not thousand, million. So that's what you're going to accumulate, and you'll only be saving 26 million. Now, here's the thing, right? I know what a lot of people are going to say is that cap space is an issue. Why are we going to accumulate more dead cap, right? The thing right now isn't as much as the cap, because you're not going to, for one, cap space only helps you when the free agents within the free agency, only helps you within the free agency. If there's no players for you to get in free agency, the cap ain't going to help you. It's not going to do anything for you to get top tier talent, which granted right now, the only top tier talent in my opinion is Sam Darnold and T. Higgins. Outside of that, I mean, you got Keenan Allen, maybe. You know what I'm saying? He got like a year left in him or whatever, maybe. But as far as big name talent goes, you only got Sam Darnold and T. Higgins for this year. So it only is going to help you as much as the talent that's in the free agency is going to be. That is it. So as far as I'm concerned, you need to get what you can if you can trade to Tyreek Hill, cut Bradley Chubb. Like I said, Armstead will probably retire and trade Ramsey, because the biggest discrepancy with this whole thing, right, is that, well, we should be good cap wise by 2029, because this is because I think the longest contracts right now are Tua's and Ramsey's right now. So either way, no matter what, real quick again, we have the option to void him by the 2029 season, right? He'll be 31. We can void him or put him on another contract. He has the option or whatever. And by then, he should not be getting another contract. By 2029, we'll have the lowest dead cap for him at $5 million, right? If we do take a cap hit, it will only be $11 million, right? Tua should not be playing another game in a Dolphins jersey by 2029. Period. At most, if he somehow stays on this team, he will not be a starter. Period. End of story. But essentially, yeah, this is going to be a tank season, couple seasons, maybe. Who knows? Who really knows? But once again, like I said, Tua's going to be the hardest contract to get off of. If we can't get off of him, then we'll keep him until 2029. And that's it. We'll have to build from there. Now, for some of y'all, I'm sure most of y'all thinking like, oh, well, why would we do that? Why would we tank? It doesn't make sense. So on and so forth. Here's the thing. Three primary things. Number one, which I've already said, you are not winning with these guys. So tanking and hoping for being better down the line, guess what? Granted, let's just say for the sake of argument, right? It doesn't work out. You trade all these guys and do this and do that, and by 2029 we still suck. Guess what? We're not winning with what we have now. So what difference would it have made anyways? You might as well start the rebuild now instead of starting in 2029. That's number one. Number two, what is your goal? If your goal is to just make it to the playoffs, then you can squeak by into the playoffs damn near every year. You almost did it this year. But the fact of the matter is that your season is predicated on whether or not Tua can stay healthy. And like I've already said, I don't even think Tua is that good regardless. So to me, it doesn't even matter. But getting into my reason number three, let's just say Tua plays every game. Let's say he stays healthy. Once again, odds of that happening slim to none. But let's just say he does stay healthy. Okay? And you make it to the playoffs. There is something with Tua. I don't know what it is. But these cold weather games, there's something to be said about this. Last year, made it to the playoffs, played the Chiefs. Lost. Cold weather. That was the discrepancy. That Tua can't play in cold weather games. He can't do it. This year, somebody asked him, hey, what are you ready for Green Bay? You know, cold weather, you know, whatever. Tua then came out of his mouth and said, you know, we like to, you know, prove the naysayers wrong. We'll be ready or whatever. And proceeded to go down to Green Bay and get their backs blown out. I believe it was like 34-35-10. Now, whether or not weather is an issue for Tua or not, it still alludes to the fact that you still have the AFC, right? Let's just talk, not even talking about Super Bowl. You getting to the AFC Championship game, right? Goes through 3 teams, right? For the next 10 years, we'll say 10 years. You need to get through these 3 teams to at least get to the AFC Championship, right? And you'll probably end up playing one of them in the AFC Championship. But besides the point, Bills in your division, Chiefs, and Ravens. Now, the biggest problem between all 3 of these teams, not only are they the better team, but they're all outdoor stadiums. The playoffs are played now, where it is cold. So not only do you have to deal with the cold weather issue, you still got to deal with teams that are better than you. So Well, to me, if you are trying to have the best out there on the field, your quarterback can't be injury prone. You can't be dependent on your second string quarterback to help you win games. If you are more so dependent on your second string quarterback to come in and help you win games, to me, that is speaking volumes on the contract you gave your starting quarterback. But it's dependent on his health, regardless. Secondly, you got to have players that want to be here. You got to have players that want to play. Tyreek Hill is frustrated he don't want to be here. Peace out. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that are willing to take not only him, but his contract. Ramsey, same thing. Same thing. You don't want to be here, bro. That's cool. I don't care if Tyreek Hill, Tua, Jalen Ramsey, I don't care if they go on and win Super Bowls. They're not winning them here. That is the problem. And as like I said, as far as Tua, I don't know who's going to be stupid enough to take on this man's contract, but I will trade Tua for a bag of chips and a Sprite if it means getting off of this man's contract. Dead ass. I don't even want picks for him at this point. I'll take a bag of chips and a Sprite, and we good. We'll call it even. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with Tua. With all that being said, as far as who I think should be off this team, moves that they should make as far as what's on their current roster right now, like I said, just blow it up. You're not winning with these guys. Start getting cap space, draft picks. Start doing that and start working towards building for the next, the next group of people that want to be here. The next team that wants to play and win games. Right? All this crap with Tua and these head injuries and all this other crap, be done with him. Tyreek Hill, I don't want to be here. Peace out. Jalen Ramsey, same thing. Teron Armstead, going to retire. Chubbs, cut him. If he can't play, cut him. He's not worth this much money. Or trade him. I'll take him being traded too. You don't even have to cut him. But you have the option to for not so much of a cap hit, but trade him, in my opinion. Get what you can. I don't care if you get a fifth or a sixth for him. Get rid of him. He is not worth that. Okay? Now, as far as the rebuild goes, who knows? Maybe you tank this season. Maybe you get Archie Manning for the next year. Next year's draft. As far as this year's draft, I believe the Dolphins are number 13. There we go. So 6'6", 320. I've heard some stories about him. Once again, I haven't seen him play or nothing like that. But they have other guys over him. So who knows, man? Maybe you end up taking this offensive tackle. I mean, personally though, I don't know, my offensive tackles, I want my guys to have some size. 6'6", 320. You know what I'm saying? Like I want my old linemen to be big. My offensive tackles especially, But once again, that's just my opinion on that. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who do you guys think the Dolphins should take? But when I'm saying that they should take an offensive lineman, I'm saying this because we're not trying to draft, because I've seen some mock drafts that say we should take a safety. To me, a safety is not going to help you long term. Okay, hell, you can pick up a safety in free agency once you get the cap space. You know what I'm saying? Right now, as far as young talent goes and getting them ready, to me, it starts with the O-line, right? To me, you get O-linemen, young O-linemen, get them with Armstead, let them learn, let them get battle tested, let them get ready, right? The next year, if it is going to be a tank year, cool. I don't know I don't know any other big name quarterbacks in the draft for next year, but I know Archie Manning is going to play 1 year with Texas and he's going to be gone. So maybe Archie Manning is someone you look out for going into the next season, because everybody now is getting their quarterbacks for the foreseeable future, right? And either they're getting their quarterbacks for the foreseeable future this draft, or teams that kind of already somewhat have a quarterback aren't going to be in a draft position to get a quarterback in the early first round, if that makes sense. Because teams like the Seahawks might want a quarterback, but they're not going to, me personally, I don't think the Seahawks are going to do bad enough to get, you know what I'm saying, to an early first round pick. In my opinion, Dolphins, you guys do what you got to do. Get these picks, right? If you have a tank season next year or this year coming up, you know what? Great. Because that means you can get yourself a Archie Manning or whatever. And if you're still under Tua's contract, that's fine. Which me personally, I don't think will be a good idea. But you still have your rookie quarterback learning behind Tua, right? And you're moving forward in that direction that, okay, we're done with Tua. We're building a nice little O-line. We got cap space now. Now we can start, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can start stringing together some of these wins in these games now. Let's see if we can start getting to these playoff runs and so on and so forth. That, to me, needs to be the talking point, the focus point for the Dolphins seasons. Yeah, it sucks. It does. But currently, right now, in my opinion, you either rebuild now or you rebuild later. Right? And later is going to come in 2029. That's just the way it is. But for a fact, Dolphins are not winning a Super Bowl within these 4 years. It ain't happening. But Dolphins got to clean house. They have to. Fact of the matter is, you're not winning with them. You're not winning with the product that's on the field. You're not winning playoff games with the product that's on the field. So if it's not conducive to winning, why would you string it along till 2029 and keep hoping for the best? No. Get rid of it now. Get what you can for these players now. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all can let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can let me know in the comment section below. But as far as that, should we cut players? Who do you guys think we should cut? Who do you guys think we should trade? Who do you guys think we should draft? Let me know in the comment section below. But either way, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, make sure you guys drop a like. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. It's free. It only takes 1 second. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.